Hello everyone, Wise Gamer here, and today we're doing another indie game preview. This time we're looking at Airships, a game by David Stark. David Stark has been working on this for quite a while now. It is on IndieDB, as you can see here on the screen. Basically it's a real-time strategy game, as it says here, where you design airships that fight with one another. So it's really got a neat look to it. If you like pixel piracy, I believe the name of the title is. I should know, it's in my Steam library. If you like pixel piracy, then you would like this type of artwork and everything too. So you design these airships, you can actually customize them however you like with armor and weapons and things like that. You get your little crew members, and then you take them into action and try to conquer the map or the land that you're in. Some of the cool features about it would be that it's really kind of competitive, like who can design the best airship that's going to be best for whichever situation, and it's really strategic too. So in the gameplay, which you'll see in a few minutes, you get something like this for in a map. So let's say that I'm in charge of let's pick an easier name to say, Crown Lantern. So if I'm in charge of Crown Lantern, I get the benefit of fire extinguishers, and I can take my ship and drag it over here and attack these people, or I can attack Liquor South for heavy cannons and Fructopulus and stuff like that too. And it's just kind of conquering the whole map in single player, or in multiplayer I'll be conquering the map too and fighting actual players who have also built their own custom stuff. So it's really neat. Outside of that, it's just kind of nice like tinkering with the different airships and just kind of watching the explosions and watching the whole thing happen. So it is a strategy game, and there is a little bit of strategy involved during the actual combat sequence as far as where you're going to place your airships and things like that. We'll talk about that too. There's a little bit of a building where you get to build your own airships, and I'll probably do some sort of tutorial once the game's actually released officially. But right now we're in kind of a development early access type thing. So development access only, or early access, or things like what I'm doing with media access and things like that too. So outside of the IndieDB page, we also have the actual website itself for airships. So like you can see here, early access, just $5. If you want to do like your own custom symbol, which we'll talk about that a little bit too, it's $25 or more, which is really not too bad for him putting something into the game like that for you. Finally, there's some really cool videos on here, and it's a little bit more information about like the early access and the strategic mode, which is like your single player mode and things like that too. So without further ado, let's see. You know what? I did want to show the forums also, just to say that there is an active forum. The developer goes by Zarkonin. Again, David Stark, and Zarkonin's kind of his handle on here. He does post very often. He's looking for suggestions and support. You can see that I have suggested things down here as well, a little bit earlier in April, a couple weeks ago. But he is very active on here, and there is a decent community working on here as far as how to do things and how to build things. So if you're interested in buying it, $5 for early access, and you're going to get a good community that's really dedicated to the game, as well as get to see all those updates and everything over time. So now, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the game, and let me just stop the video for a second because I need to open that up and make sure that we have everything fitting properly. So we'll see you in just a second. Okay guys, we're back. So I just kind of want to show the splash screen when you open the game. I will say also that as it says here, the game is a prototype, very early access, very early development. This is only like version 2.1 I believe that I'm on right now. So I have had the game crash once or twice. Hopefully we can get through the video without having that happen, and if it does, we'll just pick up where I was left off. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use window mode. Unfortunately, I won't be able to record in 1080p because my capture software with this game just doesn't like to play nice. So I'm going to play in window mode, and we'll just make it work for 1080p a little bit later with some post editing. But basically, these are your different options. So quite a bit of different options going to work on most monitors and screens. Actually load into the game real quick, and you get little cool loading screens like that. So there's actually updates right here. So like I said, version 2.1 run them in right now. They kind of tell you a little bit what you can do from David Stark here. So you can sort of for the top, this new game here is basically starting up a new like strategic game, it's called, which is like single player. Opening games, again, it's just opening the save. Airship editor is really cool. You can actually make your own custom airships. I'll show you how that works before we get finished up here today. Building editor, very similar. You can create your own buildings. I'll show you that. Combat is like a combat simulator where you can test out your airships. Online multiplayer, self-explanatory, fighting against other people. And then you can also do land games, which I think would be pretty awesome. I used to land pretty often tugging my big old full tower ATX with a monitor, keyboard, and those are CRT monitors too, and wired keyboard and mouse and headset and all that stuff to different lands in the neighborhood, and that was a thing that I definitely missed. So I think that we'll see that the LAN portion of this would be pretty cool too. Finally, got my own account here where you can sign in, so you can actually register. I can't believe I don't remember this now, but I think the first time you play, you actually create your arms to begin with. So the way the arms work here, and we were talking about that with the $25 feature, is you can actually pick what type of background you want first. So if I want like fez or quarterly or partly pale, party per pale, excuse me, border, scarp, stuff like that. It kind of gives you a different thing. And this is just design elements, so I liked just the full banner. That's just the way I liked it. Now, this other part here is actually a little bit more specific. So Ram's Head, no bonus yet, like it says there, but tower, you get 50% stone wall HP, ships ready for command twice as fast if you use the wheel, which is what I like. More income from cities, which is actually pretty dang cool. I might go to that instead. All cannons twice as, that's also cool. So basically the point of this though is your arms is actually going to give you a benefit, and you'll see these benefits in the game too. So just remember things like, you know, plus extra lift, better armor resistance, basically conquered cities, do different things, injured crew members move at full speed still, so you're going to get benefits from this stuff. Repair 50% faster, that's pretty cool. Fires are put out quickly, that's really cool. Man, there's too many good things here. But, and then you can pick your field from different colors, and then you can actually pick the charge itself, which is the color of everything else. So I like it quite a bit. I did blue and white because my channel is kind of blue and white. And then the cool thing is you can register it, and it is registered to you. So I'm going to register this one. Now it is stuck on me, and you can see it in the top left here. So all my games are going to have that. And I haven't played online very much, but I'm going to go ahead and get into a new game. And you can name it if you'd like, small, medium, or large map. And you can change your arm if you want. So I'm going to use this one though, plus 25%, and start the game. And let's see where we're at here. So I'm going to pause the time. So this is live, like a live map where you're definitely going to want to start moving around like as quickly as possible. And I'm just going to get my bearings on my keys here. I forgot it's arrow keys instead of WASD to move around the map. You can also move to the edge of the screen. And this is like the RTS portion of it. So basically right now on the top here I have $465. I gain 13 per hour basically, or per tick. For my cities I gain 60. I have defenses that have an upkeep of 33, and I have a ship with an upkeep of 14, so my net is 13. Like it says right here, so Subtle Creek, I get 60 income. It's a small shipyard, and then it shows my little emblem here. There's Gomdat for having wooden armor if I take that over, telescopes, fire extinguishers, cheap wood, and you'll find out what some of these things are, and some of them kind of aren't that great. So great force for Grand Keel, that helps your armor out a lot. Cheap guns, so 30% rifle, gun, and cannon costs. That means if you're building a new one, like a new airship, any of the rifles and stuff are actually cheaper. Cheap stone, so stone walls are cheaper. Gatling gun is a new type of weapon you can use, and this guy actually already sent his airship to go conquer this place, it looks like. One thing I noticed in strategic mode is the PC does not play around. I hit pause pretty quickly, you guys saw that, and there's already someone sending an airship out to attack. Let's see, so 10% module cost, 50% armor cost, so this is kind of like your overall map, and I think it's pretty well done. So I can click on my airship itself, which is actually a fleet of the HMS Anvil and HMS Emetic. So usually it's like one that has a lot of grenadiers, which you'll see, and then one with cannons. Again, I don't want to get too much into tutorial right now, but more so into like the actual gameplay. And then I can also click on my city, which if we go to defenses, right now this would be the attacker side in the actual map. And normally you don't have to scroll as much in a bigger screen, guys, but like I said, the capture software I'm using doesn't want to work too well. And then this is my side here, so I have all these defenses here with different cannons and stuff, so that's kind of cool. You can always build new stuff from the template, so I can pick like the Black Tower, and this is it here. You can open that up. Just different things like that. And then finally we can create new ships or build a ship. So we'll build a ship from a template. We can pick from one of these guys here. It shows you what it looks like. It tells you the cost out of what you have, how much the maintenance is, and everything like that. Finally, I think that we're good to go. So I'm just going to pick my ship, and I'm going to pick where I want to attack. So right now there's no airship here. I kind of want to take out this place because there's no defenses at all. So we're going to click there, and our ship's going to go there as soon as I hit play. So let's go play. Now this guy's attacking down there at the same time. It's not turn-based, it's real-time, so that's the hard part. Now here's the combat portion of it. So I can move my people to different areas as far as like where I want them to start out for their attacks. You can also zoom in, which I'll do in a second, and we hit go. There we go. And these guys are all moving around, and I got these crew members over here, so let's zoom in so you can see that a little bit. So these guys are already firing off, and these guys are grenadiers, so they're out of range right now. So we're going to want to move him up. Oh boy. Focus on firefighting, please. Here we go. So, sorry about the noise here, guys, but this guy doesn't have a target available yet. His target range is different, so we need this timer to go up first. Oh, they're already dead. That sucks. Definitely did not prepare too well for this. Sorry about that, guys. It's been a little bit since I played. There we go. So now that they're in position, they can start attacking this place from above. They don't have very many guns on this thing that can actually attack my guys. I'm going to tell them to focus on shooting, which I can't do. Aim fire. So they're taking their time to make sure they aim on these guys right now. They're really going to focus on this. They got to fire, but there's no firefighting abilities on this ship. I think I'm just going to lose completely. I cannot believe I failed this horribly bad right away. I should have invested some of my money on a ship. And I got defeated, so I did not take this place over. Alrighty, and this guy's coming to attack me real quick, so let's get some defenses. You know what? Nothing I can do about it. He's here too quickly. So this is where he's at. I can click go. These guys aren't under my command at all, which don't entirely know what that means. If you click on them, you can see their field of fire, though, basically. And wow, this place is already on fire. I might have to start a new map, guys. I'm just getting my butt kicked here. So if you zoom in a lot, it's a lot noisier, but you can see kind of these guys running around, and basically they're not under my command because I think they need to actually have like a command thing in here so you can pick their targets and stuff. For example, when you build a ship, we'll show you later, you need to have like an actual like captain's area to be able to command the ship and issue commands. Man, these guys are just getting destroyed. We're gonna not zoom in, we're gonna fast forward a little bit here. And we'll hit zoom to action so we can see the different things going on. These people are out of ammo completely. Yeah, I lost. Okay, well it means that I lost the entire map. So that was not a good example of how you want to play. And I bet the developer watching this, David's probably just cracking up right now. So let's try one more game real quick and we'll try to do a little bit better. So let's play on a small map. I don't care what it's called really right now. We're going to keep this plus 25% income. We're going to pause the game real quick. And this time we are going to build a ship right off the bat. Let's go with a something, let's see. So basically this stuff in here, we have an engine, we've got spendium chamber that gives it lift, we got the ladders, we got 2 heavy cannons, ammo, and the cockpit so we can give commands. HMS Toad, do you have firefighting abilities? Nope. So I'm going to go with a creosote because it's cheaper. Let's build one of these guys. It's not going to start until after we're done here. Now there is an exploit right now, I believe, where you can actually build defenses when you don't actually have the money to. But you can only build one thing at a time, and I'm building a ship. So I got to hit play, and we're just going to let this build. One thing I should mention is if one of these guys comes and attacks me and I have an airship here, they have to fight my airships and my ground defenses. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to go ahead and build this guy real quick. There we go. And now when I click my fleet, you can see I got the creosote and the first ship that I started with. And then as soon as this next finishes, there we go. He gets added in also, so we got the second creosote. Now where to send these guys? So Grand Kiel, Gatling guns, telescopes, heavy wooden armor. Let's take out the guys that have, I don't even know. Let's take out these guys with a Grand Kiel. Why not? They're pretty close. We're gonna have to fight the airships and the ground ships, which is really crappy, but we'll just see what happens here. So there's one airship. Wish it would let me zoom in a little bit more. Normally it's more zoomed in, but it's the fact that I'm in the full, or not full screen mode right now. So we're gonna hit go, and let's go ahead and these guys can fire already, so we're good there. These guys can all fire. They're already set on fire. Yeah, we got this. We got this. Now something I should say too is there is a gun face in the rear here, and the reason why the developer put this here in one of the main like starter games basically, or starter ships, is that ships can actually get behind you, which is kind of interesting, or can get above you and drop like grenades and stuff like that. So you have to kind of pay attention to your positioning. I'm leaving these guys back because they're so far out of range from these guys that we don't have to really worry about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and oh no, pause the game. I hit fast forward way too quickly, and let's get these guys out of the way because they're gonna get dropped on. You can actually ram other ships too, which is pretty insane. Let's get these guys out of here. No, see, that's what I was saying. Dang it. Now my guys underneath here probably died as well. Yep. This tower, or this ship dropped on them and completely killed them. And these guys ran out of ammo, and this guy's about to drop, and they're gone too. Oh man, I almost defeated these guys completely. So, not under command, out of coal, which means they can't fly, but they're also on fire. And these guys are completely defeated, so it looks like I might get this airship out of it, maybe. if these guys can burn to the ground enough, but I don't think we're gonna win. I think we're just gonna have to fast forward. Yep, I defeated because everyone lost coal and everything. So it's definitely a difficult game. Like, select destination to flee to. Let's flee over here. So my airships didn't get destroyed necessarily, but they ran out of ammo and everything. So I only have this one creosote. So if we refit it, we can see a little bit how the build mode works. So I'm gonna go to armor. I'm gonna put some steel armor on here. Let's put fill. There we go. And modules, we already got that. We ran out of coal, so let's add a coal storage underneath here that they can get access to, just to get something going. And basically this stuff over here means quite a bit. So, oh, I forgot about that mechanic. I hit escape without saving, so let's refit that again. Okay, so put that guy down there. Now the crew can access that too, but there's no other crew people here, so let's get a fire point. There we go. And let's add some quarters or berth. That's just like a small crew area. There we go. Now we got a lot of crew members here, and we should be fine to have extra crew people running around. That just helps everything work a little bit better. Suspendium chamber's just that small one there. So basically, okay, we can go 14 meters above. Our speed's 11. Well, that's with our one engine here. We have coal that we're going to be using as well. And I'll kind of get more into the shipbuilding a little bit later, but oh, not that. That's not where I wanted to put. Let's remove that guy. Let's put a small suspendium chamber just so we get a little bit more lift out of everything, which doesn't want to go there. Let's put it over here. There we go. Alrighty, so we're going to save this. This guy is good to go. Save again over the old one. Let's name it HMS Creosote 2 because we're saving the blueprints for that. And we're going to build it. So we're refitting them right now. This video is getting a little bit longer, guys, but like I said, I kind of wanted to show you what some of it is. So let's just go ahead and attack here. And, oh, sorry about that. Let's attack here, I said, and then we need to click somewhere else to deselect, and we're going to build a new ship. Let's build the Creosote 2 again, or let's build a Mutilator. Those guys are pretty cool, right? They got like good grenadiers and everything. And let's go, and let's take out these last two guys. So from here, if we do rapid fire, let's do aimed fire. So these guys are going to take a little bit more time. This bar is filling up to where I can issue the next command, so I can put out fires, which you guys saw that I caught on fire really quickly. So now that I have this fire station here, they're actually going to be able to put out fires if they get set on fire, which is kind of cool. And my shots are just missing, so let's fast forward this again because we're doing a YouTube video. So focus on firefighting. There we go. Focus on firefighting again, and we got defeated because we ran out of coal and water. And that's the way it goes, guys. So I'm out of ships completely. So let's go ahead and leave the game, just because the game is extremely hard. But I want to make sure that we get to show you some of the other options. So airship editor, one thing that I made was Wise Gamer, which is this crazy huge ship. Believe me, it is a terrible idea to build this big of a ship. Don't do as I do. But basically, to show you some of these components, so I got crew member sick bay thingies all over the place up here, which is not too bad, I guess. But because I have all this stuff, by the way, there's a lot of weight, so I have to have a crap load of suspendium chambers, which all take up coal. And then I have all these engines in the back to make sure we still move because there's so much weight. And I have all these fire stations all over the place, and all these ammo storages, and then all these cannons and rockets and Gatling guns and everything here. And then I have a spotter up here to make sure my weapons are more accurate, and I got the captain's quarters back here to issue commands. It's crazy. I got 120 crew members. So basically, this thing costs crazy amounts because every time you add the module on, it costs $13,000. But you can put modules of whatever you wanted, really. So you got keels, which increase your health, corridors, which just let you move around, coal storage, self-explanatory. It's for your suspendium chambers and for your engines and for your... That's it, actually. Suspendium chambers and engines. Fire storage is water, so... I mean, the more of those you have, the more water points you have, basically. Sick bay will help your crew members repair themselves. Basically, repair bays will repair the ship. Fire extinguisher is a smaller fire point. Fire doors helps stop spreading of fires. Quarters gives you lots of crew members. Berth gives you a little bit. We got the bridge, which lets you issue commands. So does the cockpit, just not as well. Telescope helps you aim better. Suspendium chambers gives you the lift. So because I have so much weight here, I put as many suspendium chambers as I possibly could, like man with crew members, and my service ceiling is only 44 meters, which you will see is extremely low. or my service ceiling, I should say, is only 44 meters, which again is extremely low. You got these propellers here, then you got small propellers, and then you got rifles and all your weapons and everything down here. So there's a lot of cool stuff in the game already, and there's going to be even more. And then you can put decals on it if you want, which I never did. I guess we can put a large coat of arms somewhere like here, and then maybe another one back here. Let's remove that one. Okay, I should have hit remove decal instead of, there we go. Let's put a large one back here, and then we'll put a small one up here, I guess, and a tiny one right here and here. I don't know, I'm not very good at decoration, as you can tell, guys. But the point is that you can do it and make your ship look really cool. Armor, I put on steel or heavy steel armor or something like that, which just adds even more weight, but it's really protective too. So this is like my battleship type thing. If anything ever got above me, I'd be completely screwed. So this is definitely, because it sits so low to begin with, the easy way to defeat this is put ships above it. But we'll show you how that works in combat. So I'm going to hit save and save it over my old Wise Gamer file, which is cool. And then I'll quit out of the editor. And we're going to go to combat and we'll see how it works. So I'm going to add a ship, the Wise Gamer, and I'll add, so surface ceiling, look how high I can go, which is like nothing, and this is better than it was at first. So we'll put this here, and now an enemy ship, as an example, let's put a Wontan or whatever this is here. This guy could be like right here, and he can't go too high either, but you can get something like a Blight or something with Grenadiers. Let's find one here. Mutilator, there we go. This Mutilator has Grenadiers. And he can go above my ship almost. Now, let's get another one here. Satan. Nope, that's kind of like what mine is. Putrefaction. Here's one, I think. I think he can go a bit higher. No. I don't know, there's definitely ships that are lighter though that can go much higher if they had suspendium chambers. Like they can cost about the same amount, but they can go so much higher than mine can. And they would just drop and rain fire and rain onto my ship. Like, it's terrible. It's not the Toad. Maybe it is a Satan. Okay, nope, it's not him. Let's try the Creosote 2. Let's try him. He's got an extra suspendium chamber. Nope. Okay. Well, the point is that they can do stuff like that, and then we'll add a black tower too. So you can see, first of all, like the power of my ship, I guess, that I built. When I hit go, it's going to simulate combat basically, and I can focus on repairing or firefighting or whatever I want. So we're gonna do aimed fire, or we're gonna, you know what? I'm not gonna do anything at this point because I want to make sure that if I get a fire, I can take it really quickly, but. You can see I already set them on fire with rockets probably, and then, you know, they're going to start focusing on these other guys here too. But all my crew members are running around doing their jobs. It's a little easier to show you on a big ship. So I have extra guys standing by in the sick ward, I got people standing by for fires, I got extra people around here, people standing by the coal. So my biggest problem with this is it eventually runs out of coal because they can't transport it fast enough to take care of everything, which is pretty bad. But we're taking these guys out pretty good. They're putting out their fires, but they're not going to make it. And we set this little building on fire here. We already defeated these two guys. These guys are just, it's just a matter of time. Now the cool thing is you can actually ram these guys too. So let's put him here. He's going to ram him. Now we are using up our engine coal as well. Oh, he's already moving, so I guess we aren't going to ram him. So now we're in the problem of this ship up here is going to start attack. Oh. Okay, so my ship does not do very well against being rammed. Well, there you go. But see, that's the problem right there, is you can get rammed like that and you will be in complete trouble. My ship went too low, and then the other guy was able to come in and take advantage of my weak spot. So finally there's a building editor also where you can do the same type of thing. You can build ammo stores, and it's just, you know, clicking like that. Put a repair bay in, whatever you want to do, fire points. They tell you if things can be accessible or not. So for example, now everything's accessible, so it's good to go. And they can have rockets or whatever they want to around here. Completely up to you. So really cool game. Hope to see you guys online in this time. As you can see, I am terrible at this game. Maybe the computers are a little too hard right now, but I hope to put some more time into it and maybe put a little let's play together when there's more features as well. So hope you guys can enjoy. Sorry the video was so long, but please leave a like, favorite, or comment. Also check out the dev in the description, and Airships is going to be released sometime later this year probably. Definitely look forward to it. Buy the early access while you can. It's only $5. It really helps support indie gaming, supports the developer, and helps us with really cool features as well. So hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching my video today, guys. If you made it this far, make sure you check out yesterday's video as well, Interview with a Dev, where we looked at Waistcoat Dev and Chiptune, two developers from the Engineer Games who are indie devs working on a couple projects right now. Also, later today, we're going to have our final episode of the Stanley Parable. It'll be premiering at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time today. Subscribe for daily content, and we'll see you next time.